It's rock and roll.
All right, welcome to the Look It's Rock and Roll podcast. I'm your host, Julian Gill. And I got my two cameras set up today and a box in front of me, so it's clear I'm going to be doing an unboxing video. And this product has been in the pipeline for a very long time. The new supply chain challenges means that I'm sure it has taken the poor folks who've been organizing the release a hell of a lot longer than they would have otherwise hoped it to take. But it's here, and that's ultimately what matters. So I'm going to be unboxing the Kiss My Wax edition of, let's see, I'm going to have to flip this around at some point, I do apologize for that. It's going to be Slaughter, the Wildlife Super Deluxe Edition box set. And it's absolutely amazing the contents that are in here. You will be able to get from the link that is in this video. But for the sake of going through it, I'm just going to be unwrapping it and digging through all of the items and talking about my impressions of it. The Wildlife is actually my favorite Slaughter album. When the first one came out, it was an exciting time. It did very well. It was you couldn't escape it on MTV to a certain extent, but it was also a breath of fresh air in a certain state. But for this one, this is the one that really grabbed my attention musically. I wanted to see where they were going to go after getting off that debut and all the hype that had surrounded them with that release, and whether they were going to be able to come up with a product that exceeded, not just duplicated the success of the first one, but actually took them further. And this did not let me down in any way. It is an absolutely amazing album. Even if you're not interested in a super deluxe edition of a release, it's strongly recommended to, you don't want to buy it, go hop on Spotify and check out The Wildlife, because it really is a good album. Don't just judge them by the first one or some of the ones that came later, because Slaughter has had a strong catalog throughout its career musically. So off comes the shrink, the definitive edition. Again, these guys are fans. They're not just, in it for the money. They're in it for the quality. They're in it to, you've heard some bands say that we always wanted to be the band that we never saw on stage. Well, these guys are fans creating the box sets that they want to see as much as us as consumers want to see. So, number one, attention to detail is that this box, you can smell the ink getting high. It's like opening KissFAQ for the first time way back when. Beautiful matte finish around a mirrored effect of the Wildlife cover. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. The artwork, multicolored kind of foil effect. I don't know the details, and frankly, I don't care, because once we get inside, that's where everything that I care about is going to be. So chalk key straight off the bat, a couple of buttons, and I guess that's going to be a sticker, all nicely done in the cellophane, segregated, nice, not going to get used by me anyway. Autographed copy of the album. I think this is, I can't remember the color scheme, so again, have to pull up the details. I'm not going to be opening this. This is going to stay sealed for now, but double LP. Everything split onto, the two separate slabs of vinyl. A couple of bonus tracks on there. Again, this is going to get its own play on the deck once I clear off all the crap that's up on top of my turntable at the moment. But beautifully done. I can't tell if the autographs are on the shrink. Hopefully they're not. But again, you've got the foil effect for the cover. Nice attention to detail. I don't see any seam splits from shipping. Thank goodness, because that seems to happen to me every single time. But again, I'm going to be using this record. Also included is the Wildlife Live. Now, this is an excerpted live recording, single LP, I think it's from a longer show, October the 30th, 1992. So, when you go back to them hitting the road in 1990 for the very first time, when Kiss kicked off the Hot in the Shade tour in Lubbock, Texas in May that year, that was this band's first ever live performances because they'd come out of Vinnie Vincent's Invasion, Dana and Mark. They hadn't done a club experience as a band on their own. So they were hitting the stage on a major tour with a major act, up and down, in terms of attendances on the Hot in the Shade tour, but that didn't matter. That was them and their cherry. But by the time you get to this stage, a couple years later, they're broken in as a live act, as a band, and they were very much a band, and an exciting one at that. I heard some of this already, and I will say this as a recording, it is absolutely spectacular. It is an amazing show, so I can't wait to spin this. And it's got the songs that I want to hear the most because I'm not a hardcore deep Slaughter fan. I've just bought a box set for them. I guess that makes me a little bit more of a fan. I know I have the other one, but I'm not a know-it-all when it comes to that. So the demo tapes is really exciting as well. Now, some demos I think were recorded or released on B-sides. I can't remember if that is the case because I've got some promo cassettes around here somewhere. But this has, I think, just about every album track. Again, beautifully designed. Someone who knows and respects material that this is coming off a real box and creating a piece of artwork in its own right for that. LP again. So, demos. You got live, you got demos, you got a remastered album, and then you've got more chalk keys. So you get a reproduction press kit. Band photos. Imagine that. It's the whole band. It's not just Mark. A bio. It's nice that they differentiate. I've never had any Slaughter press kits or anything, so I don't know if this is a complete reconstruction, a facsimile, or a fresh creation, but beautiful folder. That's extremely nice quality, very well put together. Again, these are fans, by the fans, for the fans. Nice turntable, slip mat to go with the other 800 that you probably have by now. And then, as someone who does books, this is going to be the part that counts. And I'm not going to linger on every single page here because these really are the sorts of things that fans either buy, don't buy. I'd have to dig out the CD as well and see if this is just a blown up. No, clearly not with pictorial porn. Love that shit. Show me a real box. Show me the details. Is there any essay? Any kind of deep liner notes about this album and tour? There's certainly pictures. So girls, you will be happy. Guys, you'll flip through it and say, okay, that's really nice. And go throw it on the turntable. All right, so you get some memorabilia being featured at the end, backstage passes, buttons from the time, set list, Japanese release. No, it's a Laserdisc. Very nice. And then, of course, the thank you list, which is all of those people who've played a big part in the band's life and bringing this release to life. That's absolutely amazing. I mean, again, it looks fantastic. It's numbered. Mine's 192 out of 500. Again, today, I'm not going to throw these on the turntable. I want to just be able to, show you what's inside the box, what it all looks like. And then put it all back together, hopefully without dropping anything on the floor in my messy home office here. So, one more. Your buttons. And that is the Kiss My Wax. Slaughter's The Wildlife, the definitive edition. Check them out in the link on this unboxing video. Again, check out their products. They have a standalone LP release for the remastered album. But the definitive edition with all those bonus items is, clearly the gold point of, well, pre-order special. So I don't know if they have any of these left, but they certainly do have some of the regular vinyl reissues. There you go. Look, it's rock and roll, the podcast. See you again soon. Thank you for watching or listening to this episode. Be sure to subscribe to us, like us, or even leave us a review. You can find us and join the conversation on Facebook.